There we go. Seems like it took an extra minute to go live today. So I've gotten up and I got up, went to the gym, and since I just washed my hair a couple of days ago, I was like, it's too early to wash my hair, and it got a whole lot of moisture in the rain yesterday, so I was like, I'm just not gonna mess with this. Yeah. So, but I was starving this morning, so we came back from the gym and I had to eat something before I did this. So it's like my schedule's all kinds of different today, which is good. And I have a sneaking suspicion there will be an epic nap after service today. All right. It is December 3rd. And our title is the story. The title is The Story of Man's Spirit. You know how I feel about that. So I titled it The Story of Human's Spirit. So let's get on with it and see what it says. All right, like the story of the cross, the story of human's spirit ends in a garden, in a place of birth and fruitfulness of beautiful and natural things. Divine fecundity, or fertility, is its secret existence, not for its own sake, but for the sake of more abundant life. It ends with the coming forth of divine humanity, never again to leave us, living in us and with us, a pilgrim, a worker, a guest at our table, a sharer at all the hazards of life. The mystics witness this story. Waking very early, they have run on before us, urged by the greatness of their love. We are incapable as yet of this sublime encounter, looking at their magic mirror, listening to their stammered tidings, may see far off the consummation of the race. According to the measure of their strength and of their passion, these true lovers of the absolute have conformed here and now to the utmost tests of divine childship, the final demand of life. They have not shrunk from the suffering of the cross. They have faced the darkness of the tomb. Beauty and agony alike have called them. Alike have awakened a heroic response. For them, the winter is over and the time of singing birds has come. From the depth of the dewy garden, life, new, unquenchable, and ever lovely, comes to meet them with the dawn. I never did say that our author was Evelyn Underhill. So this is Evelyn Underhill from Mysticism, 1955. And it's page 450 and 451, so this must be a great big book. So Evelyn Underhill, Mysticism. Jesse was doing Evelyn Underhill, I think in October. And that's the thing. Let's talk about mystics for a minute. Anybody who's had a mystic experience, she said the stammerings, because the problem with having a mystic experience is there's no language to describe what you have experienced. You sound crazy when you try and explain it to other people. Now, other people who've had mystic experiences, they're like, no, I know what you're talking about. And even there, but the language is silted, and it's just, our language isn't stretchy enough to take in that mystic experience. And it's a good idea to go and read your mystics. Thich Nhat Hanh is a mystic. Teresa of Avalon is a mystic. John the Baptist is probably a mystic. Jesus is a mystic. Let's not leave Jesus out. I believe that you could consider Mohammed, a mystic. Buddha probably. Probably all of the Buddhists could be considered mystics. If you're familiar with Kuan Yin, they call her the goddess of mercy. She's not, depending on the languages are weird. She's also a bodhisattva, which is between Buddha and, regular human existence. It's people who have reached enlightenment but choose to stay here. Because I'm going to remind you, Buddha's not a god. Buddha's a teacher like Jesus. So, you go and you read these, and the John that I'm thinking of is contemporary with Teresa of Avalon, and I just can't think of John the. He's the one who had the Dark Night of the Soul. So when you read the Dark Night of the Soul, it was John. I just can't think of which John it was. And so, but that's what Evelyn is talking about. Evelyn is talking about that mystic experience. And that's the interesting thing about when you deal with mystics, is they can see the beauty in the ugly. They can see the beauty in the pain. And it's weird when you think about it. It's weird when you think about it. When you watch people suffer, and none of us want to watch people suffer. It tears our heart out to watch people suffer. But mystics can see through the pain and see the beauty of the human spirit that is suffering. Not that suffering is beautiful, because suffering is not beautiful. Pain is not beautiful, but they see through it and see the shining light of the divine within that. I don't ever want you to think that's, that there's beauty in suffering, and that there's, and that beauty, that suffering is beautiful. It's not. They see the beauty within the suffering. They see the beauty within the ugly. It's not that they don't want to take care of that. And if they have the ability, they will. But frequently when we watch people suffer, there's not anything we can do other than, be that kind, listening heart, that caring heart. We may not be able to do anything about their suffering other than listen. And do not discount the power of listening when someone is suffering. But they can see through that and see the beauty within. And that's the most incredible thing about mystics. Not just that they've had these experiences, not that they have connected with the divine on a level that a lot of people don't. And it's not that they can't, but to connect with the divine on the level that the mystics do asks something of you. It asks you to give up an illusion that makes functioning in this world, in the material world, easier. Okay? Honestly. And I can't explain it any better than that. But when you choose to connect with the divine on that level, then you are giving up an illusion about this world that you can never. If you've ever seen The Matrix, it's like that. Because I remember the guy who ended up betraying them. In the first Matrix movie, the guy he said, I want to be put back in the Matrix and I don't want to remember any of this. And that's what it's like. It's like once you've seen the Matrix for what it is, you can't see it for anything. You can't go back. You can't go back to your life. You're always going to be a half a step off from, because you know something that everybody else doesn't. But it lets you see things on a different level. And that's one of the things. So at the concert last night, they did a new arrangement. They did the arrangement. The piano player from Unity of Houston did the arrangement for We Three Kings. And to watch these three men sing it, the one man came forth and he sang about gold to crown you as you've always been a king, and here we're just, making it evident. And then Michael stepped forth and he sang about frankincense. about the nearness of divine. Okay? That's inviting that mystical experience. So the gold is definitely the material. The frankincense is when you invite the divine. Now, when the final singer stepped forward, and he's the director, the music director of Unity, when he stepped forward and sang about myrrh, and what you may or may not know about myrrh is one of the oils that they use in embalming. It is one for the dead, if you didn't know that. And he sang about that. And he brought into this beautiful song, he brought in death and suffering and gloom and the tomb. But that's what mystics do. They see through that illusion into the reality and go, yeah, at some point, every one of us is going to have to shed this form. Every one of us is going to have to walk through that tomb. The question will become, how many of us will stay in the tomb? And how many of us will emerge on the other side? And that's life. And that's the mystical experience, because frequently that's exactly what the mystics do, is they voluntarily step into the tomb and choose not to stay there. They choose to come back out into this world and do the work, even though people will look at them like they're crazy. You know mystics in your life, and you think they're crazy because they know something you don't know, because they have invited the divine into a closeness consciously. Because Rumi, I believe it's Rumi, says the divine is closer than your jugular vein. You're made up of the divine. When you consciously invite that closeness, amazing things happen. But your life will never go back to the way it was. Ever. And that's all I've got to say about that. So, I don't know why we're talking, did I do her justice? I don't know. But, yeah, they faced the darkness of the tomb. Beauty and agony alike have called them, and alike have awakened a heroic response. For them, the winter is over. The time of singing birds has come. From the deeps of the dewy garden, life, new, unquenchable, and ever lovely, comes to meet them with the dawn. So, it ends with the coming forth of the divine humanity, never again to leave us. That's the purpose of spiritual practice. To glimpse that consummation of the human spirit, to see who we are. Not who we could be, but who we are in our base nature. And how can I give you a mission for that? How can I give you a mission for that? The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to step into the garden. To step into the garden of the divine and to look around. And as with all mystical experiences, I can't tell you how to do it. All I can do is hold my light up and say, the garden is here. Come this way. All right, Evelyn Underhill. Maybe go read Mysticism by Evelyn Underhill. I think I bought that book. I'm going to have to go find what I did with it, because now I'm curious about this. All right. I'm going to take a deep breath. That was not a deep breath. Okay. And I'm going to remind you of the other part, the other mission today, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. Be it big, be it small, it doesn't matter. Be it one thing, be it three things, it doesn't matter. Point is, practice on yourself. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Please practice on yourself. And, yeah. You know that my favorite suggestion is to take a deep breath before you speak, to make sure that what's about to come flying out of your mouth is loving, kind, and compassionate. To give yourself that moment to create a response instead of a reaction. And I say a moment because it can be, if you've done your work, that's all it is. It's a moment. And then you get on with life. It's to the point that people, the people around you might not even notice the glitch in the matrix. But you will have chosen your words. You will have let God choose your words and Spirit choose your words instead of allowing ego to choose your words. And you will never speak to anybody as much as you speak to yourself. It's important that the way you speak to yourself is loving, kind, and compassionate. Now, the rest of the suggestions are, the basic ones. Take a walk, take a nap, take a break, say no. And remember that no is a complete sentence. Say yes to something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone. We said yes to the concert last night. I'm really grateful that we did, because I got material to talk about. And I always, because we come from Dickens and we don't bring clothes to change into, we show up and we're spectacles, and that makes Tom a little uncomfortable, but he gets used to it. Although, the number of people that told me how beautiful my dress was, it was worth it. Yeah. And supporting the people. So, the rest of the suggestions. I do want to remind you, my eat dessert first. That is, don't save the good stuff. Your life is a special occasion, and I encourage you to treat it as such. You can make absolutely every day special. And it doesn't have to be exhausting. Okay. I'm not saying you have to have a big party every day. What I'm saying is, don't save the good stuff. Don't wait for a special occasion. Your life is a special occasion. Make the occasion special. All right. And I talked a lot about joy yesterday, and I want to remind you, joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. Make room for joy. I'm not asking you to make room for joy. I'm telling you to make room for joy. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy. Please make room for joy. All right. Okay. Now, the rest of the suggestions are basic and easy. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. I went to the gym today. And there were lots of squats. But, they're good for me, so I do them. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. I've got mine with me. Especially since I don't think I drank enough yesterday. Although I will say that the mint lemonade was amazing and very green. Wasn't expecting that. A lot of places out there make fresh lemonade. At Dickens make fresh lemonade, and she was making it with mint and the mint in the bottle. It was so good. All right. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is important. Your brain works better. Your body works better. Your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Get that early in your day bright light. The sun is out today. After 3 days of clouds, the sun is out today. So I got a little sun on the way back from the gym. That was helpful. And I'm looking at the sunbeam on the floor right here, which surprisingly hasn't sprouted a cat yet. Although there is one on the couch with me. So, 5 to 10 minutes of early in your day, between 7 and 9 is generally the goal. But if you get up before that or after that, artificial light will work too. So what we're talking about is a circadian rhythm. Want to make sure you get that 5 to 10 minutes to help reset that circadian rhythm. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. Trust me, it works. Okay. Where am I? Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. When I say that, open the windows of your soul, that's part of that mystical experience. That's part of being willing to step into the garden. You step into the garden, you step into the tomb, and then you look around and you go, you know what? And you step through the tomb. It's not coming back out of the tomb. There is no coming back out of the tomb. You step through the tomb. So think about it that way. But what you learn is heaven is a mindset. It is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. Once you learn to create it for yourself, nobody can take it away from you. And that mindset is it's a grace. It's a gift. You come pre-installed with it. It's already installed in you because you came with the Christ consciousness. You came pre-installed with it. Jesus is just the best example of it. You know, that's why they gave him the title. His name is not Jesus Christ. His name is Jesus the Christ. It's a title. Or the Christ Jesus, take your pick. And because he activated it, and the password is love. So when you recognize that heaven is a state of mind, a state of consciousness, that you create it for yourself, one, you become a safe place for other people. Two, you recognize that heaven isn't a physical place you have to get to, but can become any place you are. Who wouldn't want that? All right. And you can always take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Look for the good and praise it. And science backs her up. Science absolutely backs her up and says, if you need to change your mood, look for the good and praise it, which is a fancy way of saying count your blessings. Random acts of kindness and volunteer service. And that was one of those things when we were getting dressed, there were some ladies who were getting ready to, they were part of a musician troupe, and her case was very heavy. I think it was the handbells. And so I was like, her case was very, very heavy. And I said, can we help you? And she said, yes. So we took her case and then that let them redistribute their load, and we got in the elevator and got down, and one of the ladies had to wait. And when we got down, there was a gentleman waiting for him. So, we would have hauled him all the way into Dickens, but they didn't need us to do that. But it was interesting, it was like, can we help? And they said yes. And it was neat. So I enjoyed that part of yesterday too. So random acts of kindness, volunteer service. All right, beloveds. Where was I going? No, it's time. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. If you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. You get about one email a week because there's a real person doing it, and he doesn't have that kind of time. And that will let you, what was I going to say? The hot links are hot. So you'll know what's going on with the center. And if there's information you want, it'll either take you right to the information or the person that can help you get it. There's a lot in the emails. It's worth it. I mean, there's always book studies going on. The Philosophy Friday, there's stuff. Today's community hour, which reminds me I need to go cut that bread up. So I probably need to stop talking. I am at the point where I will encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a mystical day, a step into the garden day, a go get some sunshine day, a rest day, a cuddle with your fur baby days, a put stuff away from yesterday day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. You are a divine spark. You are a brilliant light. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling, okay? Know the truth of your being. Explore the truth of your being. What do I mean by that? Peel back the layers of everything that you have been told about yourself by everyone else. Peel back the gender normatives, the archetypes, the society and culture and religion and people that know you and people that don't, all of the boxes that you've been stuffed into and all the labels you have slapped on you. Peel all of that back and get to know who God knows you to be. Because I can promise you that the person that God knows you to be is good and probably pretty cool. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day. I am going to remind you that we are going to have an amazing service for you right here on Facebook Live at 11. You can scroll up one video if you're watching this at some other time. Or if you're on YouTube, just go to the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube page, and then you can watch any of the Sunday services. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.